Hello, hello, hello. How's it going, everyone? Also, by the way, hopefully you can hear me. Ignore the whole, black screen on the left and right side of the Fnaf 2 main menu. Because the game's not gonna look like that, I promise. But, check, can y'all hear me? I hope y'all can hear me because this is big news. As you can tell, I'm really looking forward. I'm really excited. I only want to do this once. All right, hold on. Let me see. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Okay, so as you can see, we are in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. We're gonna stay in the main menu right now because I want to talk about this. We're gonna also play FNAF 2 a little bit as well, but that's after we break this news and talk about what I'm here for, but what everyone else is here for. So, it's not clickbait. We're actually gonna be talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. We got some news because Jason Blum, if you don't know, Jason Blum, the head of Blumhouse Productions are the people that made the first FNAF movie. Yesterday, he tweeted this photo. Now I'm gonna show off, so hold on one second. Hopefully y'all can see that. Alright, y'all can see it? So he tweeted that photo and he was like, oh, Jim Henson's Creature Shop is, back at it, with this project. Who knows what they're talking about? Who knows what they're doing? But Jim Henson's shop is back at it. And if you don't know, can't tell how eager I am, but if you don't know, Blumhouse Productions are the people that made the first FNAF movie. Jim Henson's Creature Shop, they're the people that made the animatronics in the first movie. Jim Henson's Creature Shop is now back on a project, and the head of Blumhouse Productions is promoting it, and may or may not be FNAF, but come on, it's Jim Henson's Creature Shop. They're making animatronics. The FNAF 1 movie made $700 million. There's always been a tease of a sequel, right? I mean, fucking hell. Matthew Lillard, the guy who, is William Afton in the movie, he signed on to do a trilogy, and seeing how successful the movie was, there was a trilogy in the works, so we now got some FNAF 2 movie news. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit more, because I have a lot to say about this photo right here. Rock Lee or Rock Hard? Both. Chat, can tell you straight, no cap, rock hard. God damn it. Rock hard once I saw this image by Jason Blum, because I was sworn, I'm like, you know what? I have to turn on the camera, I have to start streaming, I have to give my raw reactions to this news right now. So it's very obviously a tease to FNAF 2 for the movie. The head of Blumhouse Productions, Jason Blum, is saying it, and Jim Henson's Creature Shop, they're the people that made the real-life animatronics from scratch in the first movie. They're now back at it for another project from animatronics, and if you don't know, they also made the Muppets as well. So they have a track record history of making animatronics for movies. So, as you can see, I'm looking at the image very closely. So, you see a guy with a lot of... It's a mini, silver figure, which, if you can tell by the coils, the multiple feet, that's obviously the Mangle animatronic, which, if you don't know, that's an animatronic that started off in FNAF 2 because there was a pull apart, put back, together attraction. According to the timeline, according to the story, it was a animatronic that the kids ripped apart for entertainment, and then put back together. Oh, this is fun to add two heads. Oh, let's just add a third foot just for the kids' entertainment, whatever. And the staff, the parents are just just kids being kids. Let's just accept it. So that's how the Mangle animatronic was created. So very clearly, that is what they are making. And before you say, "Oh my God, it's so small and everything," because how are you going to make a movie with this very small, teeny animatronic that's not even a foot tall? Jim Henson's Creature Shop, they did the same thing with, I want to say it was a Freddy? Yeah, it was a Freddy animatronic for the first movie. Did something like that where it was a guy making a stand-up version about the same size as that. But obviously when you saw the movie, it was a giant Freddy in the movie. So they're basically getting a mold down a template of, okay, this is what we're doing. Now let's make the real big thing for the movie. Freddy, you broke the arrow, bro. So I can't say Freddy in the stream? Well, that's gonna be impossible. Alright. But, alright, so I guess I'll say Fnaf for everything then. God damn it, what was I talking about? Damn it, Dakota. Anyway, so yeah, don't be alarmed like, oh, it's a very small, Mangle figure, because it's just a template of like, okay, this is what it's going to look like. Now, let's take this and now make the animatronic to size for the movie. Other things I saw in the picture, if you see to the left, there is I'm sure you can see it, but to the left of the picture, I guess to his right, at the very cropped version of the photo, the very edge of the left image is what I'm trying to say. The very left side of the image, there is another gray animatronic, and you can see a lot of, two pieces of ears. You can see, I want to say, a different kind of foot. And a lot of people say that that's the Toy Bonnie animatronic, because the ears for the Toy Bonnie animatronic splits up in two, which people are saying that's what we see in that image. So at the very minimum, we got a mini version of the Toy Bonnie animatronic, and we got the Mangle animatronic being made by Jim Henson's Creature Shop, posted by Jason Blum, the head of Blumhouse Productions, all teasing the Fnaf 2 movie. Now, that was like you. Okay. But now I know what you're thinking. Now that we finally got Fnaf 2 movie news and everything, obviously this now poses the next question. When does the Fnaf 2 movie come out? Right? When does the movie come out? And to me, as hopeful as I am seeing this news in April, oh, maybe we get, the FNAF movie at the, end of October to, profit off the whole, Halloween spooky scene, right? As much as I am hopeful of that, I honestly don't think that the movie is going to be made by October, unless they are able to really expedite everything and really surprise me, because to me it's not that realistic. Because if I remember from a timeline perspective, when it comes to the first movie, I want to say around November, December of, November, December, not this November, December that happened 4 or 5 months ago, the one that was a year before that. So a year and a half ago, November, December, we got that image I was talking about earlier, where it was the mini Freddy animatronic from Jim Henson's Creature Shop. And then around January, from April, we knew the cast. We knew Matthew Lillard was slated to be William Afton. We knew Josh Hutcherson was going to be Michael After and Mike Schmidt. Who knows? We knew that film was going to take place in New Orleans for the next 4 months. So it was very reasonable to assume, okay, filming January to April, and then, trailer, I think the first trailer came out in like June or July, and the second trailer came out in like September, and the movie came out October 27th, right? So it was very reasonable to assume, okay, filming in the beginning of the year, and then later on in the year in October, Blumhouse is very good about, making everything very practical. They don't use a lot of CGI. They don't use a lot of editing. So it's very reasonable to assume, okay, just a couple months after filming, the movie gets released in October. Here, we get the first news of the movie in April. And then you have rest of May, June, July, August, September, and then there's October. That being said, I don't think the movie will come out in October. I personally would be shocked if we got any news, any trailer, any news that, yeah, this movie is coming out in October. I will be shocked, because then that would mean they are really being secretive and they're really being behind the scenes with the public about any FNAF 2 movie news, right? They are really being private about it. They would have had to start filming, to me, once again, in like January, February months, in order for me to be convinced of a October release date. They would have had to start filming in January, February. And now remember, if you're a fan of the series like I am, and you've been, part of the series since it came out in 2014, you know that the FNAF 2 building, the pizzeria, in 1987 was bigger than the FNAF 1 location, where the first movie was based on. So if we're assuming that FNAF 1, that's where the first movie takes place, FNAF 2 is the second movie, the second game, and the third is based on Fazbear Frights with Springtrap, and the third movie to complete the trilogy. If we're assuming that's how it goes, that seems like how it is from everyone, from Jason Blum, from Emma, starts with a T, the director. It's like Emily something is the director for the movies. It seems like that's the direction they're going, which makes sense. They would have to do the filming behind the scenes like January, February, which wouldn't make any sense, because then why would we have our first photo of an animatronic in April, but if filming was in January? That doesn't make any sense, especially if the picture that we see is not even a full-scale, full-size animatronic. It's so more of a mock-up version, but then they're going to blow it up to size later on. But they don't want to make the animatronic full-scale first. They want to make a mini version that gets approved by, once again, Emma, I forget the name, I'm sorry, the director of the movies. Also get approved by Jason Blum, get approved by, of course, Scott Cawthon, right? Get approved by all of them first, before they dive head deep and making the animatronic full-scale, full-size, like they did with the first tease image of a Freddy Fazbear mock-up animatronic from the Creature Shop, before they blew them up later on and then filming started. So from a timeline perspective, it doesn't make any sense. It's also addressing the elephant in the room that FNAF 2 Pizzeria is a way bigger location. And for assuming that, they do similar methods, similar to the first movie, they build the pizzeria from scratch, from like an old abandoned warehouse. I think they used an old Home Depot, right? I think, if I remember correctly, they used an old Home Depot, tore that down, and then made that the pizzeria in the first movie. If we're assuming that they do the same thing for FNAF 2, they're going to make that building, and it's way bigger. So all the cards to me are against the movie coming out in just a couple months. If this is the first news we got, which is a mock-up mini figure animatronic for FNAF 2. I personally don't see it. I would be floored. And obviously, I'll be doing the same thing like I'm doing now, where we'd immediately turn the camera like, hey, the movie actually is coming out in October. If I had to guess the release date, I would say maybe like early to late 2025, maybe like a year from now. If I had to guess, a year from now, like February, March, April, May, I would say something along those lines of 2025. I'd say that's a very reasonable release date. But to me, I don't see an October release date as much as I would love it, because trust me, I want the Fnaf 2 movie more than anybody. Trust me. I want it as much as everyone else. And I still don't see a world where the movie comes out in October. It just doesn't make sense from a time perspective. There just isn't enough time to make the set for the pizzeria, bring all the cast back, start filming, make the animatronics to full-scale size, do all the filming, do all the editing, do all the marketing with the trailers and stuff like that in time for October, which is in just 6 months from now. You're telling me they do all that in 6 months? I know Blumhouse is known for making movies on, small budgets and everything. They don't do much of CGI. They make everything very practical, very realistic. But even then, I feel like that's pushing things a little bit and stretching the boundaries of what even is possible. But hey, I'll love to be proved wrong. I'll love to be proved wrong. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the Fnaf 2 movie. We know that's coming out. We know we have a picture to reference now. Trying to see if there's anything else. We talked about the animatronic he's making. It's a mini version of the Mangle animatronic. We talked about the feet, the 2 pieces of ears to the left of the screen, which is clearly a Toy Bonnie animatronic. Is there anything else to talk about? Other than just like any parts for animatronics as well. But those are the 2 things I want to call attention to. Is the animatronic he's building is very clearly a Mangle animatronic, and then there's also a tease mock-up of a Toy Bonnie animatronic. And you can tell from the split toes, and you can really tell from the 2 split ears. Because unlike Fnaf 1, where the Bonnie Bun's ears are all in one piece, the toy version is split in 2 because, well, it apparently is meant to be very literal. That's literally a toy. Toy Freddy, Toy Chica, Toy Bonnie, they're actually toys. They're actually action figures, because at the time, we all thought it was all dream theory. And the reason these guys right here you see in the main menu are corrupted is because of nightmares based on the action figures, the Fnaf 4 Crying Child CCCs in the Between Nights and Fnaf 4. It's based on the toy animatronic CCs with the girl outside the swing set at the park. Alright, but that's enough talking for a Fnaf 2 movie. So hold up. Everything should be set now. Alright, image went away. Okay. Cool. So, that's everything I need to say about the Fnaf 2 movie. Once again, it's coming out. Looking forward to it. If I had to guess, once again, the release date is probably, early 2025, like January, February, March, April, around those lines. A year from now is probably my guess. As much as I would love the movie to come out sooner, because I'm excited for it, and for them to profit off of the, Halloween, spooky time, sales and everything that, movie theaters get in the month of October, because everyone's trying to see all these, low budget, all these movies in October because it's the Halloween spooky season, so movie theaters get a boost in ticket sales because of that. As much as I'll love all that, I don't see it happening, as unfortunate as that is for me to say. But let's hop into the actual game now. We're going to do the Sits Night, which is very difficult. As you can see, we have not been able to beat the Sits Night because it is very difficult. Everything is extremely fast-paced. But we're going to play a few rounds of this and just see what we can do. The whole point of the stream was to talk about the Fnaf 2 movie, so now that we talked about it, now let's have some gameplay on top of that. Alright, here we go. Gonna take me a minute to get adjusted to the buttons a little bit since it's been a while. Fnaf Sits, or Night Sits in Fnaf 2 is very difficult because everything's fast-paced and it literally gets very hectic to the point where if you are a millisecond of a decasecond late, it's too much. See? We couldn't even finish the phone call before dying. Oh, take a kick to the children. Well, we got this scene. Very interesting to see this. Hello, Charlotte. Or Charlie, whatever the two, because we're at, if you don't know the lore, we're at the first location. We see this more up close in FNAF 6. So that's William Afton driving up to the car, seeing a kid locked outside the pizzeria by their own. It's Charlotte, it's Charlie, one of the two, Henry, Emily's daughter. They're killed. And William Afton drives off. Hello, puppet. Hey, Josiah, what's up? Welcome. I don't think I've seen you in my stream before, so welcome. But yeah, so that scene, we see it more up close in FNAF 6, but that was Charlie, Charlotte, Emily, Henry's daughter, the other co-creator of Phasma Entertainment. The two creators of Phasma Entertainment is William Afton, who you just saw, kill, and then Henry. We assume it's Henry Emily, but that's never been confirmed, but that was Henry's daughter being killed by William Afton after Charlotte was locked outside the pizzeria. So we saw more up close than FNAF 6, and they go on to possess the puppet. Now, the question is now, unfortunately, is that the first event in the series? Because we assume that event of William Afton killing Charlotte outside the pizzeria, you know, locked outside in the back alleyway, we assume that's the first event of the series because of... I was going to get very obscure, but as you can tell, I have a lot of knowledge about the series and everything, and I pay attention to the lore. But we assume that's the first event of the series because, well, first of all, two reasons. A, what makes William Afton do that? William Afton, where we know, he goes out of his way to see Charlie, Charlotte outside the pizzeria locked in the alleyway. He goes out of his way to go up to them and kill them and drive off like we see in the Midnight Motorist minigame in FNAF 6. So why does he kill? Why does he go out of his way to do that? Thinking that's one of the first events in the series. That's number one. Number two, more importantly, another reason why we assume that's a first event in the series is because in Henry's speech, also in FNAF 6, I know FNAF 6 is a lot of lore implications, a lot of answers, but also FNAF 6, the first time we hear about Henry even existing, if you buy Egg Baby, the data archive, you buy him in that pizzeria minigame where you're able to buy balloon minigames, Candy Cadet, animatronics, all that stuff. The fun tycoon pizzeria simulator aspect of the game. If you buy Egg Baby, which is a big, giant baby with like two heads inside, and it's considered a data archive. If you buy that, and then you go into the actual aspect of FNAF 6 where you're in that room with the two vents next to you and you have to do all those tasks and survive. Apparently, if you buy the data archive Egg Baby and you jump into the night, you see the computer power button changes from, correct me if I'm wrong, green to blue. It was originally green, but then it's blue. Or is it originally blue, but then changed to green? Whatever, you don't care the specifics. But the power button changes, which causes the player to boot the computer in safe mode. Then once you boot the computer in safe mode, you get this whole speech with Henry, talking about the blueprints. You learn how the scooper works, where it extracts Remnant, that eventually that explains how the Funtime animatronics, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Chica, Funtime Foxy, Baby, Ballora, you explain how those exist. You learn how Lefty works, which was a animatronic created by Henry with the sole purpose of capturing the puppet, because Lefty stood for lure, encapsulate, but it's like LEFTE or something like that. But it's like lure, encapsulate, but whatever. I don't remember the exact abbreviation of Lefty, but the whole point of Lefty was to capture Charlotte, Charlie, Henry's daughter, in the puppet. So you learn about that. The blueprints also talk about how robot kids exist, because they were little like diamond-shaped robots out on wheels, and apparently they had like voice mimics. They simulated like body temperatures because they had a temperature of like 98.6 or whatever. All this obscure stuff you learn if you buy the Egg Baby data archive and you boot your computer in safe mode of FNAF 6. And part of the thing, what does this have to do with anything? The reason it has to do with it is because also in FNAF 6, something that Henry says, we're getting back to the original point, which was, when does that event take place in the series? Of Charlotte, Charlie being locked outside the pizzeria and then getting killed by William Afton, who finds them in the back alleyway, and William Afton drives off, and then we continue that from Midnight Motorist, right? When does that take place in the series? A, William Afton has to have reason to kill Charlie, Charlotte. They're interchangeable for being honest, but you know who I'm talking about. They have to have a reason to kill them in the first place, number one. And number two, another thing you hear about in that blueprints, if you boot the computer in safe mode, that's why I was prefacing all that, what else you learn in the blueprints, is Henry says, a wound first inflicted on me, and then I let like spread to others or whatever, and like this monster is created or whatever. Obviously the monster is referring to William Afton, and then referring to spread to other people is referring to William Afton killing the 5 kids that led to the missing children incident, where William Afton got into a golden Bonnie suit, killed the 5 kids, and then stuffed the kids in the Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, Chica animatronics. So Henry's saying, a wound first inflicted by me, which meant Henry's daughter being killed by William Afton. Henry didn't do anything, which then led to a wound being inflicted by others, which was the missing children incident. But that's now in question as of recently, because in FNAF VR 2 Help Wanted, if you do the Princess Quest minigame, you're taken to a gravesite where it's the Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, Golden Freddy, and the puppet gravesites, and you light them in a certain order to put the souls to rest, and the puppet is last. It's, if I remember the order, Chica's first, because, well, we learned that since Custom Night, that, you know, I was the first, I was the one that's like seen every... Chica's been first, which is wild, but Chica apparently was the first person to get killed and then have their body stuffed in the suit. So Chica was first, and it was Foxy, Freddy, Bonnie, Golden Freddy, and then the puppet. The puppet was last. That's the last gravesite you light in Princess Quest. So is that the order of the kids being killed? Because then the puppet's last, but then it calls in question of Henry's speech where he's like, oh, a wound first inflicted on me, but the puppet was last though. And we know Charlotte goes on to possess the puppet. So a wound first inflicted on me, but the puppet was last in the kill order. But another interpretation of that scene, the gravesite, I've seen, and honestly I like this more, is it's not the order of animatronics killed that go on to possess them. It's not the kids being killed in that order. It's souls being put to rest. I like that personally more, and I'm more willing to believe that more because you have the core four, they've moved on after FNAF 3, after you get the good ending by playing those mini games, and you have like the happy ending where you're playing as a puppet, you go to the end of the table, you give the kid, you know, cake, everything that goes on Possessed Golden Freddy, and the lights and the animatronics are no longer lit, which represents the good ending in FNAF 3. And you have Golden Freddy, which we assume his soul, Cassidy, was laid to rest at the end of Custom Night when William Afton was in Purgatory in Hell, because, you know, oh, Old Man Consequences saying, you know, rest your own soul, there is nothing else, let, you know, William Afton, you know, let, you know, the demon to his demons, I think is the quote that Old Man Consequences used. So we assume that's when Golden Freddy stops and their soul gets laid to rest. But now, in Security Breach of the Pizza Plets, now we assume there's a poltergeist with Charlotte, with the puppet. That's why we see Nightmare Own plushies all around the Pizza Plets. That's why in the arcade, the like light strips are all like black and white, which represents like arms and leg design of the puppet. So that would make sense then, because the puppet will be last, because right now the Pizza Plets is the latest thing in the timeline. So I am more willing to believe that interpretation rather than this is the kill order of the kids. This is the, instead, it's the souls being put to rest timeline. You have the core four from FNAF 3 and the good ending, the happy ending. Then you get to Custom Night with the Golden Freddy, Old Man Consequences, Rest Your Own Soul. And you have the puppet who still to this day maybe is a poltergeist haunting the Pizza Plets and following William after wherever he goes, because their soul has not been put to rest yet. Anyways, let's hop back into the game. I know I'm talking more than playing the game, but there's so much to talk about, and we just so happened to see that scene of, you know, Charlotte being locked outside the pizzeria and being killed by William Afton, and what that's turned into if FNAF 6, you know, with Midnight Motorist, and my own personal interpretations of Midnight Motorist. Not to be myself, but I feel like we've been assuming Midnight Motorist wrong. To me. Hello, Mangle. We talked about you in the beginning of the episode, didn't we? How's it going? Obviously, there's no phone call because, well, we just got game. So let's do this. Of course, we're playing Night 6, which is very hectic. Hi, Foxy. Hopefully you don't kill me this time. It's been like 5-10 minutes since I played this game. It's been a while. Hopefully you remember me. Oh, Foxy's gone. Great. So yeah, Night 6. It gets very hectic. Because FNAF 2 isn't that scary of a game. It's instead very like arcadey, very fast paced. It's all about resource management rather than horror, right? Instead, everything's very quick thinking, fast paced, where literally a half second too late and that's too much and you die. Rather than FNAF 1 where, you know, it's terrifying, you know, being in that environment where the animatronics are corrupted and you don't know what's going on. I'm dead because I was too late. Yep. Damn it. Oh, mini game. Great. This is the lore. Oh my god. This is a lore stream. Another minigame with the puppet. And now I have to talk about this for another 20 minutes. Hooray. Give gifts. Great. Who's ready to talk about this minigame for the next 20 minutes on stream? Because I surely am. Give gifts. And now, if you've seen this, you know you know. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do the other thing besides give gifts, puppet. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna change over? I gave gifts. Well, I gave the gifts. Something should be changing. We go from giving gifts to game. Is it very delayed? What's going on here? I already gave the gifts. We're supposed to be giving life now. We're supposed to be putting the heads on the dead kids. The Freddy, Fozzie, Bonnie, Chica. There we go. That took a long time. Give gifts, and now give life. We got Freddy, Fozzie, Bonnie, Chica, and then something happens once we get to Chica. And we're going to talk about this for another 20 minutes. So, congratulations for a stream where we don't do much game. Instead, we're talking about the lore and the series. Chica and... hello, Golden Freddy. Okay. Now let's talk about this for 20 minutes. Hooray. So, this is unplanned, by the way. I was not expecting to play 2 rounds of this game, and both times we die and we see a minigame because the minigames are rare on their own, but we happen to get minigames on back-to-back attempts. And each time, the minigames present so much lore and we just have to talk about it. So fantastic. But, hey, this is knowledge that I've had the series for a year, so now let me spread to you, because this is knowledge that I've kept in my brain for all these years, so let me share. So, the whole give gifts, give life minigame. So, number one, I'm not sure if you could hear it, but the whole, S, A, V, E, T, H, E, M. The text's very slowed when we are given the gifts as the puppet. It's the puppet saying save them, save the kids, in a very slow and dubbed voice. And also, since we're talking about the FNAF 2 movie, in the credits for the FNAF 1 movie, we also hear that. We hear the whole S, A, V. We hear that in the credits at the end of the FNAF 1 movie, which even further teased a sequel and the puppet playing a role in the FNAF 2 movie. So that's number one. Number two, hopefully I make this way quicker than the last one, but yeah, the puppet goes on to give gifts because they work in the prize corner. They are known to give gifts to kids because, well, you're at the prize corner, so you're going to give gifts to people. And then the other thing they do is put the bodies in the suits to give them life. The Freddy, Fozzie, Bonnie, Chica animatronics that we all know and represent. The puppet did that in the minigames. But, as you know, there was only 4 animatronics. Freddy, Fozzie, Bonnie, Chica. Because, in the middle, as soon as you finish putting on the 4th animatronic head, there's a 5th one that appears in the middle for a split second, and then you get jump scared by Golden Freddy. It's very hard to miss, but it's there. If you blink and it's a blink and you miss a moment. There's a 5th body in the middle, and obviously that goes on to possess Golden Freddy. But obviously, he didn't get a head. He didn't get possessed by the puppet or anything. he got possessed in his own ways thanks to, we assume, Cassidy. Because from what we know, William Afton was way more brutal to Cassidy and his murder, so he was the vengeful spirit, and the vengeful spirit were going to possess Golden Freddy. They weren't killed the same way as the four, because you have Charlotte, Charlie, the puppet. They were killed outside the pizzeria, as you saw, in the alleyway. We saw it more up close in Fnaf Stits. You have that. You have the core four kids that were lured into the back room by William Afton, the Golden Bonnie suit, and then they were eventually put into the Freddy Fozzie Bonnie Chica suits, animatronics. And then you have Cassidy, who apparently William Afton was way more brutal, way more demented in his killing. They don't really know how exactly he killed Cassidy, but all we know is he was way more brutal with his killing of Cassidy, which meant Cassidy became a vengeful spirit because they wanted to get back at William Afton for killing them, especially in such a brutal way. They were going to possess Golden Freddy, but the reason they were separated in that minigame we just saw is because the puppet was the one giving life to the animatronics, the four, but Cassidy wasn't one of the kids lured to the back room and killed. They were in its own separate incident, and William Afton also went too far. So that's why their soul, their body, you were not able to put a Golden Freddy head on them, because it was a separate incident, and the puppet didn't have a chance to give life to Golden Freddy because, well, William Afton was way more brutal in Cassie's killing than the others. Cassie's body was not found with the other four being lured to the back room. So that's why they're separate. Alright, let's play this again. Are we going to get another minigame? And then we're talking about that lore for the next 20 minutes. Hopefully. But yeah, like I was saying, FNAF 2 definitely shies away from the horror aspect. It's not scary. It's way more arcade and fast-paced. Hello, Golden Freddy! You're rare! Alright. Wasn't expecting you there, but hi, Cassidy. Oh, shit. People are moving. First time seeing Golden Freddy on this stream. So great. Hello. I was just talking about you a couple minutes ago. Welcome. Welcome to the party, Cassidy, Golden Freddy. Oh, hopefully I was on time that time. Hello, old Bonnie. I was on time. Yippee for me. Can't stay on the camera too long with the music bots because I need to give Fozzie the old flash the whole nip show so he doesn't kill my ass. So let's go on the vents. Can't flash down the hallway. Got to 4 a.m. the first time. That's amazing. Oh, Fozzie's gone. Oh shit. Golden Freddy again. I saw him. You see Golden Freddy down the hallway? Hope you did. I did. Chat, let me know if you saw Golden Freddy. Down the hall. So blink and you miss a moment. Oh, hi, Bloom Boy. Alright, I hear the vent. So he's gone. Great. Oh boy. It's been a while since we played this. I forgot how hectic this is, and I can barely talk because there's so much going on. And we're just getting started. This is, by the way, this is light mode. What we have to deal with later on in Night Sits, it gets hectic. The animatronics are going easy on me right now, which is crazy to think about. But they're being nice to me. I'm sure it won't last that long. They're not gonna be nice to me for too long. Oh, someone's moving down the hall. I assume that's Fozzie leaving. Oh god, I can't flash down the hallway. Alright, who's going the vents now? Fozzie's gone at least. Maybe not anymore. Because I can't flash in the hole. Okay, Balloon Boy. I was like, please go away. God damn it. Minigame? Okay. No minigame this time. We couldn't get the trifecta. Okay. But yeah, this game gets so hectic, so crazy. That's an example of what we deal with, and we only got to 2 a.m., which is the longest we got to in this stream. Because yeah, Fnaf 2, I know I keep talking about it, but I feel like I keep getting interrupted. But what I'm trying to say is, Fnaf 2 definitely shied away from the horror aspect. They definitely went the more arcade, fast-paced route where you have to go bam and bam and bam. Oh, I have to do mask on, mask off. Music box, wind that, wind that, wind that. Flash the vent to the left, flash the vent to the right, flash down the middle, rinse and repeat. Right? You're not able to take in the environment and hear any of the horrifying sounds or any of the horrifying atmosphere. You don't have time for it because, like I said, if you wait half a second too long, then you're dead. That's not it. Like, you waited too long. So you don't have a chance to take in the horrifying atmosphere or anything, or any of the horrifying sounds that you hear. You can't fully immerse yourself in the atmosphere because it's so fast-paced, and you're having to do and juggle multiple things at once. That's what I was trying to say, but I can barely say it because this game is hectic. But yeah, that was cool seeing Golden Freddy twice. That run. Hopefully I get to see him again. Wait, did I just see him again? Wait. Did I just see me? Did you see Golden Freddy again? As I was just talking about it. God, I can't flash down the hallway. I'll have to double check and rewatch that, but I want to say we just saw Golden Freddy down the hallway again as we were just talking about it. And if so, that is funny. That's a highlight-worthy moment. Because I don't believe it was Foxy. I could be wrong though. Oh, someone's claiming the vents. Oh, was that too late? I feel like that was a little late. No, okay. Oh, hi, Golden Freddy. That time I saw you. Are you gonna be down the hallway? Nope. Oh, hi, Mangle. Alright, well, we saw Golden Freddy that time in the hallway. Who knows if we saw him earlier, or were my eyes just playing tricks on me? Night Sits is so hard. It's so hard because it's so fast-paced. And yeah, last time, like I said, they were going easy on me last time. It gets way more hectic. Especially like 2, 3 a.m. But we haven't even gotten there yet. They were going easy on me at first, and I still died. Just shows you how hectic this gets later on. And I've tried to beat Night Sits this night so many times. Way more times than I can count. And I haven't been able to beat it. The best we can do is night 5. I think we got to 5 a.m. maybe twice on Night Sits. And like that's the best we got. It is ridiculously obtuse for how low you have and how fast you have to be with everything. Like, it's ridiculous. Oh, music bot's winding down. That's a first. Oh, hi, Golden Freddy. I got you. I got you on lock. Winding music bot, so it's not an instant death. All right. God damn it! How? So that just shows you how hard this is. Damn it. It's so hard. I thought that was another good run, but once again, 2 a.m. They get way more aggressive. we almost lost because the music box wound down. And if the music box wounds down, then it's instant death because that's when the puppet gets you. It's so obtuse, it's so hard because there's so much to manage. All at once. It's ridiculous. And mind you, there's a night 7 when it's 1020 mode. And that's even harder than this. And I can't even beat this night. How in the world am I even going to attempt 1020 mode, night 7, if I can't even get past the night that's before that? It's ridiculous. But me personally, from a gameplay perspective, this is my favorite FNAF 2. It's the most fun. Just because how fast-paced it is, that's really fun. And also it is satisfying when it is fast-paced. When you actually... The game is nice enough with the RNG. When it is nice enough where you are able to beat it, you get the biggest rush of dopamine when you're finally able to beat a night and the game takes enough pity on you when you beat it. Biggest rush of dopamine. But from a horror perspective, it's not great. Because it was never meant to be a horror game. To me, if you're going for a horror game, you go to the original FNAF 1, or you go to FNAF 4. Where that was all about Freddy Krueger animatronics with like billions of teeth. And no cameras, all about whispering and listening. And then FNAF... The shit. I can't get the music box! I'm dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I also haven't shined the flashlight down in a while. How do we get out of that alive? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Or if you're going for the horror aspect, you go for the original, or you go for FNAF 4, where it's all about listening, no cameras, and all the animatronics have billions of teeth. God, I can't fucking talk.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Golden Freddy. Ah, shit, I'm too late. I was too late. I was so focused on Golden Freddy. Yep. I was so focused on talking and seeing Golden Freddy down the hallway that Wither Bonnie just so happened to bring his large ass into the room, and I was just a half second too late. Even though I felt like I was pretty quick. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. I'll be surprised if we're able to beat this ever. It's ridiculous. I would say, out of all the horror games we've done on stream, I would say trying to think of an order, because you have this night, obviously, for stuff that are very difficult on stream. You have this, you have the secret night in sister location with Ennard, which also hinges on RNG, so that was very difficult. You have Cuphead with the bee boss and the robot boss. I would say those gonna mention what are the very impossible things have we done on stream, whether that's beating it or not, because some we've beaten, like the Cuphead bosses like we mentioned before. But then there's other things like the Ennard secret room boss fight where we haven't beaten, even though we had hours of attempts. But it's all hinges on RNG. Because it solely depends on how long Ennard is out of room and it just sucks to get that unlucky with it rather than using it on skill. Being able to win is all based off of luck, and this is the same thing, where you can have the most skill in the world, you can have all the time in the world, but it's the game RNG that decides who shows up, at what time, at what frequency, when the music box winds down. It's all based on how many people show up at a random time. Which sucks. Wind it, wind it, wind it. That's the #1 rule of this game. In Fnaf, and once you get to later nights, the most important rule isn't even shine down the flashlight or checking the vents. The #1 rule that you have to do more than anything, prioritize over anything, is making sure that the music box is wound. Everything else takes a back seat to the music box. Like I haven't been able to shine down a flashlight in a while. Hello. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, shit. Someone's crawling through the vents. That's fun, I love that. I love hearing the sound of that. Okay. Hoping that little flash show of Fotsy is enough to satisfy his ego and I can wind the music box for a little bit. – 3 AM. Ah, shit. Balloon Boy. Hoping that's him crawling away. Better be. Okay. Oh, Toy Freddy. Ah, shit. We're too late. Too late. Yeah. Ah. I was so focused on Fotsy being gone, and the only person down the hallway was Toy Freddy. So I was like, okay, I get a little bit of a break in the hallway. I don't have to worry about flashing the hallway immediately. Didn't matter, because I was too late with Wither Bonnie. I don't think Toy Bonnie's ever killed me in any of the nights. Night sits. But yeah, if I had to say, just reading off the most like difficult game modes or things like events we've done on stream, you definitely have Cuphead. The two that comes to mind is the bee boss and the robot boss. By far, two most miserable things. By far, the dragon wasn't that bad, and Calamaria wasn't that bad either. The devil wasn't bad. And then when it comes to King Dice, I mean, I said this at the time, but King Dice wasn't so bad because there are certain rounds that I knew, okay, I want to fight this many bosses before I get to King Dice, because it was like the poker chips was easy. The bunny rabbit and the hat, that was also easy. And then the Russian spinning dancer person when that like throws out the balls on the roulette wheel. Those three were all easy. Those are the three I was targeting when it comes to King Dice fight. But the thing that made it difficult was I could not get the timing parry system down for the dice. I was instead fighting the drinks. I was fighting the cigar. I was fighting the, 8-ball instead, which sucked. But once we got past that, once we were able to fight King Dice himself, we beat him on like our second try, I think. It was either our second or third try, but it wasn't anything past that. So King Dice wasn't that bad. When it comes to Cuphead bosses, the two worst was the bee boss and the robot. By far, the two worst bosses. I took everything out of me. This Night Sits takes everything out of me. We still haven't beaten it. And yeah, the entered secret night in sister location is very based on RNG and makes it very difficult because, like, that night, the mechanic isn't difficult. It's all about listening combines like stuff from like Fnaf 4, where it's all about listening and checking cameras. Like, the mechanic isn't that difficult. It's, you know, once you hear two sounds by entered, either on the left side, the right side, or the middle, you shut the appropriate door, or in the middle of the vent. You shut the appropriate door once you hear two sounds. And then once you hear, if you shut the door or shut the vent, once you hear another sound, you open it back up because it's gone away. Like, that alone is not that difficult. And the reason why you check the cameras is because sometimes, like, there's like a 10% chance you move silently, which isn't that bad. But the reason why that makes it difficult is because power is so limited on that night, and we just happen to get so unlucky where he would be at a door and he would just camp there for several minutes, and you cannot afford, from a power perspective, you cannot afford him staying at a door for like more than 2 seconds. If he stands there more than 2 seconds, just let him kill you. It's not a gun you're gonna win, because power is so limited, you're not going to win. So when it comes to that perspective, we just got so unlucky where he would just be at a door for a while. It's like, well, RNG killed us. Here, everything's just so hectic. And yeah, it's also based on RNG, where you have everyone show up in your room all at once, or you give a bit of a break. Whether Fotzi's down the hallway or not, whether you're able to shine the flashlight or not to satisfy Fotzi or not. And then you have to also tack in the music bots not being unwound. On top of everything you have to also manage. It's ridiculous. But if we're able to beat it, I don't know about this stream because that was never the point of this stream. This stream was just talking about the Fnaf 2 movie and we talked about it. So it's already a good stream. But if we ever do come back and try to beat this, that will be one of the peak moments in my streaming career, however long or short that is. If we're able to beat this night. Doesn't even matter. I don't even care about night 7 at that point. We're able to beat night 6. That's good enough for me. That's the real challenge, not night 7 1020 mode. Oh boy. Someone's calling through the vents. Who is it? I'm assuming it's Balloon Boy, who's gonna stick his fat hat outside the left vent. It's always Balloon Boy. When is it not Balloon Boy? Everyone always asks, what is Balloon Boy? No one ever asks, how is Balloon Boy? And by that I mean, how is Balloon Boy a thing? What's the purpose of Balloon Boy? How does he fit in? To this day, he was introduced in Fnaf 2, which came out like 2014. We're now about a decade later. We still don't have an answer for him. We have an answer for so much. That's one of those things that still to this day have left unanswered. Hello, you kind of teleported. Way to be a teleporting chicken, Chica. I don't much appreciate the teleportating. Hello, Balloon Boy. Go away now. Alright, you're gone. That's another thing with the RNG, which sucks. You can't allow Balloon Boy to get into the room because he takes out your flashlight. If your flashlight's gone, then it's instant death with Foxy. But it's RNG because... Hey, shit. Mangle. I can barely talk. Shit. Music bots. I can't flash down the hallway. I have to get the music bots, otherwise I'm dead. Can't get the flashlight. Foxy's gonna kill me. Foxy. I can't get Foxy. Okay. God. I could not flash down the hallway to save my life. Literally. That better have been out of time. I'll go, Freddy. I was expecting you to pop your head when I put down the camera at some point. I'm ready for it. Hi, Balloon Boy. God, I was saying something, but everything just came at once. Get to the music bots. Get to the flippin' music bots. This is when it gets hectic. This is what I was talking about earlier, of how you have no time. Everything's a half second. Music bots. It's been a while since I did the flashlight. Please, please tell me no one's in the vent. Please tell me that's him going away. Shit. Chica. Shit. God damn it. I'm dead already because the music bots. But that's what I was talking about. Literally, everything is half a second. There's so much going on. I was lucky Foxy didn't kill me because it took a while since... It took me a long time to even flash down the hallway. Because I was so focused on... Withered Bonnie and Chica showing up in the room, so I'd always put the mask down. But yeah, I was dead anyway because I had... The music box was about to run out. Toy Chica was in the vent, so they were going to kill me if I put the camera up. And Withered Chica was the one to kill me. So I was dead 3 ways to Sunday. No matter what I did. So... That just shows you what kind of game this is. And how difficult it is. And why, to this day, I still have not beaten the Sixth Night. And maybe it's something that I may never beat, similar to the Entered Secret Night, where I may never beat it. It's maybe a sign that I'm not supposed to beat this night because of how much RNG it is. Because that brings up the point I was talking about earlier of how I was talking about Balloon Boy with the RNG, but then I got interrupted because everything all happened at once. But Balloon Boy's RNG is another thing that makes this night so difficult. Because, as you can see, he shows up a lot in that left vent. Right? And you have to put the mask down whenever he shows up in the vent, because if he gets into your office, it's an instant death. Because he locks out your ability to use the flashlight, which means Foxy kills you instantly. So, you, under any circumstances, cannot allow Balloon Boy to get into your office. Sometimes, random RNG, sometimes you'll be winding the music bots, which will give Balloon Boy enough time to get into your office, and you had no chance to put the flash, and you have no chance to put the mask down because you're so busy with the monitor, that by the time you come up the monitor, Balloon Boy's there in your office, so now it's instant death. So now your run's over. Or, another thing with the RNG is sometimes you'll see Balloon Boy in the vent, you'll put the mask down, and then like 2-3 seconds later, you'll hear the like vent sound of dun, dun, dun of Balloon Boy crawling away. So it's okay, great. You can resume what you're doing, hopefully you're not dead. But there's also a chance that 2-3 seconds go by and Balloon Boy's still there in the vent. He's still there. He doesn't go away. 10 seconds later, you put the mask up, you can just check the vent light, and he's still there. And then it ruins your whole pattern, your whole rhythm. Because FNAF 2 is all about rhythm. It's all about checking the left light, middle hallway, right light, mask up or mask down depends, and then the music box and then rinse and repeat that for 6 hours. Being stuck on one vent for an extended period of time, you disregard the right vent, you disregard the hallway, you disregard the music box, it ruins your whole system. Ruins your whole pattern. So, Bloom Boy ruins your whole run, which sucks. So yeah, this is all about RNG. Either he shows up in your vent, he shows up a lot, but if he shows up a lot and he doesn't go away instantly, it's pretty much an instant death, which sucks. Sunpower, hey, what's going on? Welcome. I don't think I've seen you in my stream before, so yeah, welcome. How's it going? Alright. I feel like we're going to do one more round of this before we end stream. Sits Night is so difficult. Why do I subject myself to this torture? I don't need to beat this. But it's one of those things where I'm a gambler where, you know, I can't stop while I'm ahead because, oh, if I give up now, maybe the next attempt, the next time we try this, maybe this is when we finally are able to beat it. Maybe. Can't stop while I'm ahead, can I? Alright. Everything's going good so far. Everything's very simple. I know I'm jinxing myself, but hey. It's great so far. Everything's very calm. No one's in the hallways. Vents are pretty clear. Our music box is being wound. That's the most important job. Cool. Oh, someone's moving. Alright, 1 a.m. 5 hours to go. If we're able to keep... I'm dead. Yep. I was gonna say, if we're able to keep this pattern, maybe we can get to 3 a.m. before hell gets unleashed. Woo! Woo! Drawing sick. What are you drawing, if I may ask? Also, we're going to do another run because that was not good. That was just me being stupid. I killed my own run, so we're going to do another one. That's not the gambling side. I just didn't do a good run because that was based on my own stupidity. Alright, so one more real run. Alright, lock them down. Lock them down so I can lock down. Oh, can't shut down the hallway because Fotzi's here, so that's enjoyable. I love when Fotzi shows down the hallway every half second. I love when he kills me and ends my runs. Especially if everything was going swell prior to Fotzi killing me. Everything else was fine. Alright, well, he's gone now, so that's great. Give me a little bit of a break. Thank you, Fotzi. Hope I can reward you later. That was late? Really? How was that late? I feel like I got that in time. I put the mask down as soon as he was in the room. Also, to put the mask down anyway because Bloom Boy was in the vent. That was late? How was that late? is that a sign that I need to end stream? It's like, okay, we're killing you sooner and sooner. No more runs where you get into like 2, 3 a.m. No. We're killing you at 12 a.m., 1 a.m. It's a sign that you need to end stream. Because, how is that late? Alright, that was late somehow. I feel like I put the mask down as soon as he's in the room. I've been fine prior to that. Alright, so that's just the RNG messing me up, I guess. So that's fun. Alright, well, hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Once again, the goal of this stream, I want to make this clear like I said before. The goal of this stream was not to beat Night Sits. That would have just been a bonus DLC content if we were able to beat Impossible Night Sits. That would have been amazing. But that was never the goal. The goal of the stream was to talk about the Fnaf 2 movie. Hold up. I'll put the image on screen again. Okay, there we go. You guys should be seeing the image on screen now. But that was the whole point of the stream, was to talk about that image right there and lead up to the FNAF 2 movie. It's the first time we got news for the FNAF movie, so that's why we hopped on stream and talked about it. We also talked about lore stuff as well, which is fun. I always enjoy that. But yeah, the whole point of the stream was to talk about the FNAF 2 movie, give my thoughts on it, give my thoughts on this image, and also give my headcanon prediction of when the movie comes out. Once again, I do not think the FNAF 2 movie will come out in October like last year. Because to me, I would have to be really surprised for it to come out October. I don't see it as happening, as this is the first news we're getting for the movie as a whole. And we're already in mid-April. When you compare that to the first movie last year, they were already done filming at this point. We already knew that. They finished like filming like the end of March or like first few days of April. They finished filming, and we knew that. First news of this movie, mid-April. No idea about filming, so I don't really see it. Once again, I would love to prove wrong. I want this movie to come out sooner, so that I can talk about the movie sooner. I can talk about more movie news sooner. I can give my review of the movie sooner. Trust me, I want the FNAF 2 movie like everyone else. I want it. I just don't see a way from a realistic time perspective. There's not enough time from now and October for the movie to come out. I think it comes out like early 2025, in between the months of January to April. So a year from now, I would imagine it's a very reasonable expectation of when we're able to see the movie for ourselves. Similar to the first movie, I'm going to be talking about any news we get, any trailers we get, and then ultimately, similar to what we did for the first movie, as well, share my review, share my thoughts on our review, share my thoughts on the review. Yes, let me share my thoughts on my review of the movie. No, share my thoughts and review on the movie, similar to what we did last time. And like I said, you know, my review, referencing it since we're talking about it, I liked the first movie. I thought it was fun. I thought it was great. It showed that you can make a good video game movie. The only gripe I had with the first movie, I'm hoping they learned from it for the second time around, is since they're killer animatronics, let them kill. I want to see deaths. I want to see kills. I want to see the deadly animatronics. I want to see them be deadly. Because in the first movie, if you've seen it, you know all the deaths were like quick cuts or, you know, off screen where the camera didn't really show it. It showed like a, you know, third person POV from like an outside spectator's perspective of the animatronic like killing someone. Like when Bonnie the Bonnie Bun was in the supply closet and they had like the camera shot like outside the hallway, and you saw like Bonnie leave the room. Come on, I want to see it. I want to see Bonnie the Bonnie Bun kill someone. I want to see someone actually get mangled and die in a horror movie that's about deadly animatronics. I want to see them do their number one job, which is to be deadly. I don't want to see any off-screen cuts. I don't want to see any outside perspective. I want to see them be violent. So that's my main thing. If we get that, to me, I will automatically like FNAF 2's movie more than the first one. So that's my biggest thing on my wish list, is make the animatronics actually be deadly. And then everything else, we'll share our view when the time comes. But I'm looking forward to the movie. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait for it. Once again, as much as said, I want the release date to be a lot sooner than I think. I just have to prove wrong though. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts if you've seen the first movie. If you haven't, what your thoughts were on it. If you have any thoughts on the FNAF 2 movie, if you're going to see it, what your thoughts on it. If what I'm saying makes sense, that you want to see the animatronics be deadly, or if I'm totally wrong, let me know your thoughts. But anyways, that's all for today, so I'll see y'all next time.